after we've had some time to digest this Cameron Sutton suspension by the NFL for violation of the league's personal conduct policy, getting 8 games, it really makes you wonder what in the hell transpired with Cam Sutton in this situation. Welcome back to Mic Drop Sports here on a Tuesday. Let's dissect this Cameron Sutton incident and talk a little bit about it. I've had a little bit of time now to really digest this and really think about the situation. And yesterday I talked about it on the live show. And I said, this is probably par for the course, but that was without any real investigation into, past suspensions for domestic violence type issues and things of that nature. But now that I've really went through and dissected it and looked at past suspensions, and I wonder to myself, what in the hell transpired here? For the league to hand down such a lengthy suspension. This is a pretty big one, 8 games. And it really opens up the door for some serious conversation and some serious worry if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan or the Pittsburgh Steelers as a franchise. The public relations background backlash could be huge, guys. This could have serious ramifications on the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of their public image. And I know that may not be concerning to some, but I think that is a big issue if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers as an organization. And it makes you wonder to yourself, what are the Steelers going to be willing to do here in order to help Cam Hayward? He's going to be out for half the season, guys. 8 games. He's not going to be eligible to return until week 10. But pushing football aside, I'd love to know what your opinions are and what your thoughts are in the comments concerning this situation, considering the length of the suspension and what kind of questions it raises when you saw Ray Rice punch someone on camera, his wife, in the face, knock her out, and get 2 games by the NFL. You wonder to yourself, what in the hell happened here, guys? Because this isn't normal. This isn't a normal suspension. This is a quite a lengthy suspension. And again, what in the world would have transpired that would have made the NFL go to this length, 8 games? Again, Cameron Sutton, you haven't heard anything about any part of the appeal process. Will he appeal? I don't think so. I've heard many media outlets thinking that Cameron Sutton won't appeal this suspension, that he probably already had talked to the Steelers and said that he was just going to accept what the league gave him and run with it. I don't know how true that is. That's what some of the media outlets are reporting, but it makes you really wonder what in the hell transpired here, and were the Steelers really truly aware of it? I think they were. I think that they did their due diligence with their own private investigators, their league, their team investigators, and I think the league really dove deep into it. Again, I really want to give prayers and well wishes to the victim of the situation. I understand there's 2 sides of the coin. I understand that, both parties probably had some wrongdoing in this situation, but what Cam Sutton is accused of doing is absolutely inexcusable and cannot be done. It is absolutely a heinous thing, and I in no way, shape, or form can sit here and condone it. Do I think it makes sense football-wise? Yes, because I think the Pittsburgh Steelers lack veteran leadership inside of that cornerback room. You have a couple guys, Anthony Averett, Dante Jackson. Hopefully they'll be enough in terms of veteran leadership in that room to, hold it down. I think Cam was brought in for that reason, to be that veteran leader inside of that room and also provide slot corner play at a significant high level. I thought that that's what they brought him in for. But you want to say to yourself, is it even worth to bring it in? You want men in that locker room of high character. You want men that are all about the team, that aren't willing to go out and do heinous, nasty things in order to get in trouble. They want guys that are solid, man, that care about the team and aren't, all about themselves. Because what Cam did when you're part of a team is a very selfish act. And you wonder why the Detroit Lions went to an extreme measure right off the bat by releasing him immediately, 1 year following almost a $40 million deal. What, 38, 39 million, something like that? you wonder. I know his play wasn't there last year, but that was his first year in the system, and you wonder what was going on in his personal life. So you say to yourself, did those all play into, or did all those factors play into his poor statistical play last year? And will he be able to right that ship here, coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers in a familiar place, a familiar system, and a familiar environment? Do you think the Steelers maybe brought Cam in for something bigger than football, to where they are hoping to rehabilitate him, get him involved in some courses, get him involved in some sort of rehabilitation, because they really had a great relationship with Cameron Sutton? And you wonder to yourself, is this the way for them to help and fix him and be a little bit better than, or bigger than football? You wonder all these questions, and I don't have the answers for them. Again, I don't know. I doubt that he appeals it. I think that he rolls with it. I think I agree with all the media outlets that are reporting that he probably will not appeal it. So I'm going to agree there. I don't think that there will be any appeal of this suspension. I think he will just roll with it and go with it. But it really makes you wonder here, guys, what is going to happen down the road. Is Cam going to be able to overcome this situation when he is available to come back? First game would be week 10. Will he be able to block out all of this and fix this enough internally? Because he has some internal issues. If what he is accused of is true, he has some real internal issues that he has to fix, bigger than football, beyond football, that he is going to need to figure out here. Yeah, he's gonna have to fix that. And is he gonna be able to do that and be able to translate that success, hopefully, off the field back onto the field and resurrect his career and rewrite the ship here? I had hopes for that, for football wise. I thought maybe Cam could come in and be a major contributor here, especially late in the season. I knew he'd get some sort of suspension. I figured it to be 4 to 6 games. I didn't think it was going to be 8 games, and I think after hearing the 8-game suspension portion of it, really made me start to think of what actually went down here and what the NFL's concern is. And they didn't give you any details inside of their suspension release, their press release. So we don't have those answers. We don't know what they're looking at. We don't know what swayed them toward an 8-game suspension. Is the NFL just all of a sudden becoming, hardcore with it and putting their foot down and taking a stance on it and saying, enough is enough. We won't stand for this. We're going to make an example out of Cam Sutton? Possibly. But it really makes you wonder, guys. And again, I need to have your opinions. I want to hear your comments on this in a detailed way, so I can understand what the rest of the fan base is thinking here in terms of what went down with Cameron Sutton and how this whole thing's going to unfold, guys. And I definitely have my major concerns here that are beyond football. And it really, football-wise, it makes you wonder, they're going to be missing a guy for half the season here. A guy that, probably was playing a major role into some of their plans. And is the young talent in that room going to be able to step up? I think so. I think even before they got Cam Sutton, I think this room quietly got better all off season. I think the young talent is reason to rejoice. I think there's some quality guys in that room that could potentially step up. And then that makes you also wonder, will there be room for Cam after these guys step up and grow throughout the course of the season? You can't ever be too thin at this position, cornerback. You're in a pass-happy league. You got to be quality in your depth there. You have to make sure that you have depth. So, hopefully Cam will be able to contribute. But I think the bigger picture is here, him rehabilitating himself and taking this time off, this suspension, this time away from the football team without pay to really fix himself and become a better person. So that's just what I'm thinking. But again, guys, let me know what you think. The situation is a very difficult one to navigate, I think, both for Cam, the victim, and not to mention the franchise. And their public relations, their image into the public. For an historic franchise like the Steelers, I think they have to really watch that at times. I know they have a large fan base, but you can quickly destroy those things, man, by doing stupid, by bringing in and doing stupid things and maybe showing support for things that you probably shouldn't show support for. But maybe, again, this is bigger than football for the Steelers, and they brought Cam in to help him and try to fix him a little bit just because they had such a great relationship with him. Maybe that's the case. But we're going to see, guys. We're going to see how this all unfolds. Again, we are less than 2 weeks away, I believe, from the start of training camp and things going on there, 2 weeks or so. Yeah, not far away. So buckle your chin straps. Let's talk about the rest of this situation and dissect this a little bit more. Don't forget our live show tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to add one more thing here, a little disclaimer. We do not here at Mike Drop Sports support any type of domestic violence. It is a heinous, nasty thing that should not be in this society. People, men, women, both. Nobody should lay your hands on another person. Love one another. Don't let it get to that. Walk away, guys. And in no way, shape, or form, again, are we supporting it in any way. This piece today is just to really get the feelings of the fan base and what you guys are thinking out there about this suspension and what you think the Steelers should do moving forward in terms of public relations and things of that nature. I think it's going to be some muddy water to navigate, a difficult road to travel for your Steelers. But hopefully an historic franchise like the Steelers with the large fan base that they have all across the world, hopefully they'll be a franchise that can withstand that and actually help this young man out and get him back on track and try to figure out, what went wrong here and how to fix the issue. Hopefully that's the game plan and what will actually happen. And prayers again for the person that this happened to, the victim of this crime. Hopefully it isn't as heinous as we all think, but the NFL sure made a statement, guys, handing down 8 games to Cam Sutton, and one of the biggest suspensions that's ever been handed down for this type of violation of the NFL's personal conduct policy. So until tonight, guys, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.